Leading our journey today is Father Matthew Jakupco, an associate pastor of the Pastorate of St. Mary Cathedral and St. Anne Church.
In our gospel today, we hear very challenging words. Our Lord says, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." We can say that these words, which are part of the Sermon on the Mount, are really a summary of the Beatitudes, which come a few verses before what our Lord says in the gospel today. Specifically, a summary of the last Beatitude, where Christ says, "Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and utter all kind of evil against you. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven." I always think of, when I hear the Beatitudes, this beautiful quote from the Catechism, which says that the Beatitudes depict the countenance of Jesus Christ and portray his charity. In the Beatitudes, we truly see the face of Jesus Christ. And if we want to be transformed into another Christ, which is the goal of the Christian life, the goal of this season of Lent, then we have to imitate what he says in this challenging gospel. Love your enemies and pray for even those who have wronged you or who you find extremely difficult to love. Particularly, this gospel reminds me of the story of St. Maria Goretti, a young Italian girl who lived from 1890 to 1902. She was born into a poor family, but they were a very devout family, and the faith was instilled in young Maria from birth. She grew up with a deep love for our Lord and a desire to imitate him and to be transformed by him. On July 5th, 1902, Maria, she was just 11 years old, was sitting outside sewing when a young man came up to her who was 20 years old. He tried to seduce her and he tried to take advantage of her. Maria resisted, screaming, "No, it is a sin. God does not want it." And the young man became enraged and angry and began to choke her. But Maria persisted, saying that she would rather die than submit. And in wrath, this young man stabbed Maria 11 times. And then as Maria was escaping and reached for the door, he stabbed her another 3 times. Maria was rushed to the hospital, but as you can imagine, there wasn't much the doctors could do. As Maria lay dying, she told her mother that she would think of her and her family when she was in paradise, in heaven. She also said, remarkably, that she would forgive the young man who stabbed her and who put her in this situation. She said that she wanted to see him in heaven with her. She died later that day, gazing at an image of the Blessed Virgin Mary and holding a cross to her chest. Many years after Maria's death, while her murderer was in prison, he experienced a deep conversion when he saw a vision of Maria from heaven giving him lilies. When he was released from prison, he went to Maria's mother and he begged her for forgiveness, and he promised that he would live a life centered on Jesus Christ. And actually, he eventually became a Capuchin friar. He was even at the canonization mass in Rome of Maria Goretti, which took place in 1950. St. Maria Goretti's story is a testimony to the power of Christ working in us. Through Christ, we can forgive even those we don't like, even those who have wronged us deeply. Today, I challenge you, think of one individual you find difficult to forgive, who might be a thorn in your side, who might keep you from showing mercy like our Lord does, and offer them up to the Lord in prayer. Pray for St. Maria Goretti to intercede for you. She truly shows us that when we forgive and pray, even for those who harm us, the words of Christ console us. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven. Thank you for spending time with me today. Join us again tomorrow as we continue our Lenten journey together. God bless you.